Good day everyone. My name is Akshat Verma and today I'd like to talk about the difference between weight and mass. Now, if you go stand on a weighing scale, you will see a number. In my case, 70. And then I'll say, okay, my weight is 70 kilograms. Well, it does not actually measure that 70 kilograms. That number 70 is calculated by measuring something else called the weight, which is a force that you put onto that weighing scale by standing on it. And then it calculates from that force your mass. Now, what is mass exactly? Well, mass is the amount of matter in a body. In my case, the amount of flesh and bones in my body, for example. And this amount of flesh and bones will not change if I were to go to India or to space, for example. The astronauts, they go to space and come back with exactly the same amount of mass. Of course, they'll become skinnier due to their diet in space, but they don't come back home with a missing leg or something. So that mass doesn't change. What does change when you go to space is the weight. Now, weight is actually mass moving with a certain acceleration. In our case, for example, on the Earth pulls us towards its core at a certain rate. This rate is called the gravitational acceleration, represented by the letter G, and it's different for each planet. The moon, for example, is way smaller than the Earth, which means that it has a lower mass. Consequently, the gravitational acceleration on the moon would also be lower because there's a lower amount of mass pulling other objects towards it. On the Earth, it's 9.81 meters per second squared, which is to say, every object that falls towards the Earth onto the ground has its speed increased by 9.81 meters per second each second. And your weighing scale actually calculates this falling. You see, it is still falling, it's just that my hand is pressing against it. But my hand can still feel that it wants to go down, which is why you feel this pressure. And your weighing scale measures this pressure, which is the force, because that's the mass wanting to move within because of that acceleration of the Earth. Your weighing scale measures that and divides that number with the gravitational constant of the Earth to show you your mass. I hope you were able to learn something interesting today. Thank you and see you next time.